I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody.
The DMZ now is more of a...
long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the light.
And how are you today? I'm doing great. I mean, it's always a pleasure to fly. And it's always a pleasure to fly out of Nuuk, Greenland. Today's flight is going to take us to Copenhagen in Denmark. And we'll be taking this beauty Airbus A321 NEO with the SAS flying colors. This is by far my favorite airline ever. And I do have a special place in my heart for other airlines, like TAP Portugal, of course, my home country's airline. But SAS, every time I flew SAS, I was positively surprised how good the service, how good the crew, and how good the aircraft themselves were. It's not to say that other airlines don't work as good, but that's my experience. And whenever someone tells me I'm going to whatever, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, I always suggest they go SAS. And they're most of the times, if not all the times, I can't remember anybody being disappointed. So yeah, SAS is a pretty good airline. And I guess they do have this high standard, and that's always positive to have. All right. So here we are on board our A321 NEO from FS Labs, a familiar aircraft for us all, at least in my channel. Today's weather is a bit rusty, as I would like to say. It's not the best, but still good enough to fly out of Greenland. We're getting out of the cold. As you can see, that's snow and ice. And we're going to the cold because we're going to Copenhagen. Look at that. I think that's one of those ski elevators. That's definitely the wires for the ski elevator. It's all the way up. So this must be a wonderful place to go, although a bit inhospitable. I guess you guys have seen the images while we were approaching. There's nothing around Nuuk. It's really in the middle of nowhere, only with this beautiful airport. The terminal itself, it's quite modern. It's built very recently. I believe 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Drexy. Yeah, lots of snow. As you can see, this is the place for snow because this is literally the North Pole. So look at this. That's Nuuk down there. That's a big port over there. And that's the city, if you want to call it a city. I'll say it's more like a village size. The biggest thing in Nuuk is the airport. I mean, look at this. There's nothing around there. There's another village over there, but that's it. Ice, snow, and water. And there's this big highway here that goes around the airport and comes from this side. So I suppose that the road goes all the way down here and goes into town. But you can see how inhospitable it is. With all due respect, I mean, people live here, but it is quite remote. And the biggest thing, again, is the airport itself, at least the biggest structure. Or apparently, it looks like the biggest structure. Alright, let's get back to prepping. So first things first, let's get some power to the aircraft. Let me bring my checklists here real quick. Alright, cockpit pre-flight. Parking brakes are set. We got flaps up, speed brakes retracted and disarmed. Weather radar is off in the up position. Predictive wind shear set in the off position. We got engine master switches 1 and 2 set to off. Engine mode selector set norm. Thrust lever set idle. Gear is down and both wipers off. Pre-flight checklist complete. Alright, let's turn this baby on. So we currently have no external power. Let's call it. That's a horn, by the way. There's a literal horn on the ground down there to call GSX. In this case, call the ground crew. The stairs are in, just no GSX. And of course, we can't go into the menu. We need to go through the EFP. So I need ground power. So the coffee maker's still down. If you guys remember last IFS Labs flight, the coffee maker was down. This is really bad. It's one of the most important items in this aircraft. Whoop, there you go. It's one of the most important items on board any aircraft is a coffee maker. No joke. Alright, so additional services. Request the GPU. See if they do bring the GPU. Because we need, I can turn on the batteries, but I just don't want to spend my fuel with the APU. And just the batteries is not enough to power the plane, as you know. There's a GPU coming. It's really cool. Alright. Looks like a GPU is in position. Still not there though. Still not connected. Are we really gonna start the plane with... Oh, there it goes. It's a diesel powered GPU, as you can hear. There it is. It's green and it's available. Battery 1, battery 2, and external power on. Plane comes to life. Just waiting for it to start up. We can already bring our flight plan here. Right, Nuuk to Kastrup, that's the Copenhagen, one of the two Copenhagen airports. This is a bigger one, international airport. Cost index 37, we're gonna get flight level 370, just power on self-test going on. Let's go to the Itzu, AOC, initiation, it's called data link. So we got Scandinavian SAS 1138, and let's call the initial data request. Trying to do this as fast as I can so we can get on to business, but these things require some time. Let's load the fuel instantly, believing that the crew already filled the tanks. There they are, 12 tons, I mean. Let's request the ATs for departure and request boarding. Yeah, there it is. Instant and request. Oh, sorry. Board now, instant request. Alright, we got slot notification. We are to depart before 1915. That's Zulu time. So we got ATs for Nuuk. So we got wind 06014. Good visibility. We got -12. No precipitation, so we only need engine heat. So let's get to the flight level 080. That's our transition for now. Alright, and we got our QNH is 1007. Set and cross-checked. Alright. Cockpit preparation. Battery 1 and 2 are on. External power is on. Accumulated brake pressure. We are on the green, slightly below green. It's perfectly alright. Cockpit lights as required. Instrument brightness as required. APU fire tests. Still not track IR. Oh my god, what's going on with scene tensions? Sometimes I lose the same tensions. Sometimes I lose my configs with same tensions. I don't know why. I need to have a good look at the menu. So currently I just lost my track IR capabilities. So I'm just looking into my assignments. Zoom in and out. Camera movements, camera actions, preview, next, reset, go to external. Toggle head tracking, that's button 10. That's on the throttle button 10. Where is that? That's 26. Nope. Jesus, where did I put this? Meanwhile, the passengers are being loaded, so we're not wasting too much time. Hello, what just happened? Oh, GSX just restarted. Why? This happened to me a few times. I hate when this happens because I don't know why. It just GSX just removes itself from the scene. See, the ladders are gone. It just resets for some reason. Maybe there's a hidden shortcut. Yeah, nothing will work. Alright, there we go. It's back on. So back to chase plane. What the heck? So, I need to find out which is button 10. Or just assign somewhere else. Alright, so eye tracking is button 10. I wonder if it's one of these. Yeah, that's button 10. Alright, so button 10 is to... Yep, this is it. To turn on track IR, but it's not working. I tell you, man. Chase plane is experimental. They just say it right here on the top if you guys read it. Experimental. So there's a lot of stuff not really working correctly just now, but still. It's just not allowing. I need to create a new one. With track IR. Oh my god, why isn't it working? Just not working. So this indicator here means that I turned off eye tracking or head tracking, but when I turn it back on, nothing happens. Oh my god. Well, we're just gonna have to live without track IR for this flight. Alright, so one more thing to worry me. Let's go requests. Initiation again, all that jazz. Maybe not necessary, let's see. Yeah, it started, so it's already ongoing. So as for the ATC, pre-departure, so we are at gate 1. That's the heavy gate. We are just want to check something first. Alright, it's cool. So back to AOC menu. We are boarding, are we? No, we're not. So board now. Request. As for fuel, we already have the 12,000. Alright. Okay, let's request the ATS. The pre-departure frequency, I mean. So we are SK 1138. We just don't have the ATS yet. Let's listen to the ATS. This is good enough.
.007, landing and departing runway 04, transition level 080. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Sierra.
We got Sierra.
Nuuk Airport information, Sierra at 1834 wind 060 at 14, visibility 10 miles or more, status at 2800, temperature -12 with -19, crew NH1007, landing and departing runway 04, transition level 080, read back all short instructions, advise on initial contact, you have the information, Sierra. Nuuk Airport information, Sierra at 1834 wind 060 at 14, visibility 10 miles or more, status at 2800, temperature -12 with -19, crew NH1007, landing and departing runway 04, transition level 080, read back all short instructions, advise on initial contact, you have the information, Sierra.
So we need to log into BGGL apparently because it's not responding. So bear with me because I don't remember where exactly that's done. Data mode, that's correct. Where is that? ATC menu, connection, notification. Let's BGGL. And notify. Let's see if we can get a comm now. No messages. It just didn't go out. So this one is done. So fuel is loaded. We are boarding. Are we really boarding? I don't see any buses. Rear door is closed. I don't think we boarded yet. Board now. Request. What? Disable GSX auto mode. What does that mean? What does that mean? I can hear the passengers being loaded. Oh, it's already loaded. I can hear the passengers. Oh, whatever. Not going good. We still don't get any clearance, so maybe BGGL is just off limits. Let's try again. So we're at gate 1, we got here. This is SK 1138. Send. Alright.
Scandinavian 1138 on our way to Kastrup.
Scandinavian 1138, Nuuk Office Tower, expect runway 0401 Alpha departure, squawk 1055.
Visual 1 Alpha departure, squawk 1055, Scandinavian 1138.
Scandinavian 1138, route back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Roger that, Scandinavian 1138.
So it's still aligning, 7 minutes to go. We got everything on board, so let's just go to initiation. First of all, we are going through runway 04, EVO 1 Alpha. Cert. So now let's go to initiation, wind requests, align on reference, confirm, turn, initiation, and page 2. So we got zero fuel weight is 63.8. Right, 63.8 slash CG is 29.8. We got a block fuel is 12.0. 2 points, just one. Alright, we're good to go. Let's see it calculate trip time, around reserves, 5% reserves. Alright, looks good. Very low taxi time. The runway is just around the corner. Alright, we got PFD, so we're coming up on 6 minutes aligning. Performance page. Let's make our calculations again. So we got V1 and VR 133, V2 135. We got config flaps 3. That's flaps 50. That's a very odd configuration for takeoff, but we'll take it. Alright, 133, 133, 135. Plane needs to go up pretty soon. The runway is not that long, but still flaps 3 sounds a little odd. Let's continue on with our test. So APU fire test. I just pressed the button accidentally, apparently. Maybe not. Alright, APU fire test. Master warning flashing, ECAM status, and button and squib set. Crew supply set to on. Ground control set on. ADIRS 1, 2, and 3 are on. External lights, wing, and nav logo set to 1. No smoking portable devices set on. Master emergency lights set arm, not master. Annunciator lights, let's skip that. Probe and window heat set to auto set. AC temperatures as required. ECAM page set to elect. Now let's test the batteries. Battery 1 off. We got symbology. Bat 1 off. Back on. Back on. Bat 2. Symbology. And synoptics. Back on. And back on. Fuel pumps are off. Engine fire tests. Okay. Test. Oh my god, what am I doing? Fire. Engine fire 1. Both squibs. Fire button. Master warning. Pedestal. ECAM status. Set for number 2. Both squibs. Fire button. Master warning. Pedestal. ECAM status. Tested. Flight directors both on. Barrel reference 1007 and cross-checked. MCU data we have inserted. MCU DU performance set. RadNav set. Let's turn on these VOR and set constraint arc 10, constraint arc 10. IFR clearance has been received. IRS aligned. We're still waiting for at least 3 minutes alignment. That's good enough. Flight plan has been reviewed. FEs and NAVAIDs as required. Takeoff briefing. She doesn't care. She's not even here today. And we got squawk 1055. Cockpit preparation complete. Alright, still struggling here to understand why sometimes I don't get TrackIR to work with so really there's I've been doing nothing, absolutely nothing different. But there must be a preference here somewhere that I'm not seeing. That yeah, not sure why. Enable chase plan, enable third-party plugins, enable notifications, enable CP controls in slew, true center in spot view. Yeah, not sure. I mean, it's just not working. Let me try again. Let me try to reset the cameras, see if yeah, absolutely no camera tracks my track IR. It should be this one, pilot or first officer. Neither of them is capturing. And if I get a new camera, it doesn't work either. I need to review what's going on with these guys, because there's really something fishy going on. All right, so we're just about to get. So we got our GPS primary is set. Looks like we got everyone loaded in. So let's start our APU. Pre-start checklist, APU master on, APU start. MCDU weights have been inserted. MCDU takeoff performance checked. V speeds, V1 is 133, VR is 133, and V2 is 135. When APU available, we're waiting for the APU now. Let's call the guys from GSX and tell them that we are ready to get out of Dodge. I suppose we just need to do this, and we should have the gate agent show up. Doors should be closed, etc. Yeah, there's definitely something fishy with GSX, because nothing's happening. Waiting for other services to complete. Nothing. So GSX is once again died. So let's just restart GSX. Close that door. So we got the APU available. Let's turn on the bleed, external power off. Again, close that damn door, please. There it goes. And once more we'll prepare for push and departure. GSX is just out of whack. There might not be a pushback on this gate, by the way. So, in some airports, without pushback, you might need to turn around manually, and this is what this white line here is saying. So let's imagine I come over here. I may need to just circle around and get back to the taxi because there is no pushback available. But there is a tug here. This is a pushback tug, although it's scenery. I'll call it again for the sake of calling it again. We can disconnect our GPU now. And see, GSX is just dead. Oh, no de-icing. There's finally a third or fourth attempt. Finally. Well, there's always something. It's my trademark phrase. Right, we're good to go. Parking brake set. Let's lock the door. First, we need to close it. Now we can lock it. Alright, hello. Push back and start. Windows and doors. Window closed, door closed, cockpit door closed, fuel pump set on. Beacon is on. Steering pin, let's wait for it. No steering disconnected. Steering pin inserted. Transponder set auto. Set. And we're gonna run the clock as soon as it starts pushing. There's the pushback, Doug. There's a beast. Alright, let's request push.
Scandinavian 1138, Gate 1, request pushback end, engine start.
Scandinavian 1138, Nuuk at this tower, pushback approved to face southwest.
Pushback end, engine start approved to face southwest, Scandinavian 1138.
What am I doing? Disconnections. No. So we got no sound because I forgot intercom. Alright. Releasing parking brakes. Parking brake released. What?
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Not sure what's going on here. So we need to wait for the push to complete to start our engines.
Doors for departure, thank you.
Too loud, guys. At least we're backing out. Departing beautiful Nuuk. Hopefully the flight will get better.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to your flight today. My name is Norman. It's my pleasure to introduce the rest of the crew today. Working with me at the front, we have Tim. In the center, very shortly is Carl. And up the rear, we have John. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for your comfort, but primarily for your safety.
So why can't we start the engines during ice conditions? Well, we just don't want the engines to be powered up and just spew all sorts of ice
Ladies and gentlemen,
around the
now
crew.
ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting guides you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, move all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
This is our departure.
Masks will drop from above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth.
Alright, we can start our engines.
Please set parking brakes.
On each side to
Parking brake set.
Put on your own mask
Actually.
before helping others. If
Weird.
you're on board, take
Very
the
weird.
mask
Alright.
on your seat. Put it over your head.
Start number 1.
Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside,
Oh, brake
inflate
accumulation.
the toggle.
Accumulator.
If it fails to inflate or needs to
Start number 1.
blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open,
Still.
and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight.
Yeah, the brake accumulator. I just pressed the brake accidentally and just wasted all my brake power. So the nose wheel steering will not be available for a moment, because there's no hydraulic pressure down there. Engine 1 ready. Start number 2. So now the hydraulic PTU, which is associated with engine 2, will power the hydraulic system. Number 2 coming alive. We got good engine start. We need to call it our menu here, because GSX is just out of
Cockpit to ground.
order.
Good engine start. You can disconnect.
Right, we got a good engine start. Set engines back to norm. APU bleed off. Turn off packs 1. APU bleed off. APU master switch. Turn packs back on. Anti-ice. We're gonna set engine anti-ice. Pushback startup complete.
Unlocking gear.
Before taxi checklist. Auto brakes set to max. Whoops. Spoilers set armed. Flaps set for takeoff, so we're gonna take off with flaps 3. That's a new one for me. Engine anti-ice set.
Bypass pin removed.
Let's go for flight controls check. Full deflection left.
Clear, right is clear.
Neutral. Cabin's ready. Full deflection right. Neutral. Full pitch up. Neutral. Full pitch down. Neutral. Full rudder left. Neutral. Full rudder right. Neutral. Set parking brake for now. Steering pin has been removed. Pitch trim set for 01. Up 01 set. And rudder trim reset. Steering pin removed. Alright. So, before taxi checklist, now the taxi checklist.
Scandinavian 1138 request taxi.
Scandinavian 1138, runway 04, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 04 taxi via Alpha. Scandinavian 1138.
Here we go. Strobe set for auto. Parking brake off and takeoff config. test. There we go. Parking brake off. And we are moving for runway 04. Just make a right-hand turn here. Lots of ice. Let me try one more time to bring up track IR. No, still no track IR. Right, we're gonna need to make this fly without it, although I don't like...
Scandinavian 1138, ready for departure, runway 04.
Cabin crew notified, external lights.
Scandinavian 1138, backtrack runway 04, call when ready for departure.
Backtrack runway 04, go when ready, Scandinavian 1138.
NTI set, engine pack set, and TCAS set TARA. Predictive wind shear to on, and weather radar on. Takeoff memo status no blow. Let's go. Betsy's in Copenhagen already. I bet she is. She's doing shopping, spending all the money she earned. So we need to backtrack the runway. Yeah, definitely something wrong with this plane, because I programmed a lot more cameras on chase plane. And this handling is a bit too optimistic, I think. Look at that, I did a curve like a 737. Alright, good to go.
Scandinavian 1138, ready for departure, runway 04.
Scandinavian 1138, Nuuk FS Tower, 1060 at 12 runway 04, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 04, cleared for takeoff, Scandinavian 1138.
Flag set, SRS, runway. My bad. I need to remember to push that little button there. 100. V1, rotate. Positive, right to gear up.
Scandinavian 1138, the contact Nuuk radar 121.3, have a good afternoon.
Center on 121.3 Scandinavian 1138. Nuuk radar.
Leave a
Scandinavian
climb.
1138. Good afternoon. 1,200 feet.
Speed check flaps 2.
Scandinavian 1138. Nuuk radar on radar contact, climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Scandinavian 1138.
Speed check flaps 1. And climbing out of Nuuk. We'll get out there in a moment. Flaps up, speed checked. Autopilot 1, set. Adjust flight level 180. There's Nuuk. Ice not detected, so we can't turn off for now. There's no condensation. So we're following this departure right here. We're going through Gonen, then Amari. Actually, not Gonen. We're going out of GH501 to Amari and then going all the way to Evulu. Something about flying over snow, right? It's always beautiful. Set altimeter standard. Yes. I want set standard, please. There it is. Set standard and cross check. After takeoff checklist, runway turn off, as well as nose light, speed brakes disarmed, gear is up, gear is up, flaps retracted, spoilers disarmed, thrust set to climb, autopilot as required, nose wheel lights and runway turn off lights off. After takeoff checklist complete. Passing 10,000 feet, external lights off. So we will be with Nuuk radar for a while, then we'll going through all the stations. They are all radar stations. there are multiple around Greenland, although not much traffic, so you might not hear any other aircraft for a long while. Let's enjoy the view for a moment. By the way, these lines here on the back are the flags. That's Norway, Sweden and Denmark. The three airlines that currently fly SAS serves. You might notice Finland isn't there. I'm not entirely sure if the Finnish flag was ever there or if Finland was ever part of the SAS. Yeah, it's mainly mountains and ice and snow. Ice, probably more inland, more to the north.
Scandinavian 1138, climb to flight level 370.
Climb to flight level 370,
370.
Scandinavian 1138.
That's our cruise altitude. Done. So, I'm sorry, I need to go back to chase plane, but this is really bothering me. So, I had multiple cameras created for the FS Labs A321 NEO. I'm pretty sure I created it for the not the Leap, but the Pratt & Whitney. Not sure if that makes a difference. So, I need to try to import from the PW, see if this resolves my current issues with track IR. Sorry about that. Yeah, apparently there we go. So crisis averted. I got my track IR back, which is exactly what I needed. And now I can fly normally, and I do have my cameras that I created back. So all these nice cameras. The taxi cam, not exactly in the right position. Let me adjust this real quick. There it is. It's more like it. A little bit lower. Looks good. Safe. And the amazing belly cam. There is no belly cam. Let's create one real quick. Create. Hard mounted. Let's head gimbal. And let's adjust the positioning. So let's go beneath. Now let's go a little bit to the left, like so, and turn up a little bit, like so. Now let's move forward, and get below again. Nice. I love this camera. Real nice. Alright. And let's save for chase, because I don't really use the chase camera anyway. Oh, it doesn't allow me to. Alright. Create hard mounted horizontal gimbal. Next, let's call the belly. Let's move it. It doesn't allow me to change default cameras apparently. Let's go forward. Now let's go under. That's it. Save. And now I should have my beloved belly cam. Yep, there it is. Belly or gear. Oh, it's called gear. Alright, we can delete this one then. Okay, go to gear cam. Yeah, that's more like it. Now we got taxi cam, gear cam, looks good. This one should be a fixed camera though. Should be mounted. Yeah, it's definitely not fixed. Somehow I need to re-edit this. It stiff, and now let's adjust position one more time. And we should be good. We need to go forward. Peachy. Alright, so as you can see, it's just snow, snow and more snow. Look at that. Can you imagine going down there? Even if going on a snow trip, snow beyond sight. That's mainly snow, but there's also ice beneath, of course, but mainly snow. And you can only guess how deep that snow is. Yeah. It's where, oh, hold on. My co-pilot radio was almost out. So guys, we are on our way to Copenhagen. Let's just go back to the cockpit to confirm our current status. So we're still climbing flight level 250 currently. Let's go back here to our map display. Again, we need to reboot the FB. Long-term issue. And now we should have the map. There we go. So this is our plan for today. We are still flying over Greenland. We are going to overfly Iceland and then all the way down to Denmark, Copenhagen, capital city. So yeah, we're going to go through the Reykjavik. Currently we are at Nuuk radar, then we're going through Reykjavik all the way to probably Swedish airspace. Yep, we're not even going to cross the Scottish airspace directly to Polaris, which is the Swedish airspace, and then we'll go direct to Denmark. There is some significant weather here, nothing that will affect our flight. There's some severe MTW, so nothing really serious. So yeah, this will be our flight. I'm going to set Betsy's EFB to accommodate this map for our viewing pleasure. setup for our plane here. There it is. As you can see, there's no traffic. If we did have traffic around us, we would have some yellow circles around us. Absolutely no other jets in our vicinity, which is crazy to think about, but yeah. It's not like people want to fly in such an inhospitable country anyway. But still, during the winter, this is absolutely standard. No traffic, except for the regular flights. You must think that, well, Nuuk is not really a tourist attraction. Look at that. Would you go on vacations down there? Certainly not. And so it is mainly, well, I'm not really sure, but mainly fishing village, Nuuk. Hello, Mirsha. Nice to see you. Thank you. Welcome. How are you guys today? How are you, Mirsha? Andrew, Drexy, how are you guys? Sorry for the initial hiccups. You guys know there's always something happening. We are going to make a jump ahead as soon as we reach the top of climb at flight level 370. We're flying the beautiful SAS A321 NEO. There it is. Look at those clear skies. Perfect blue skies. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine, Drexy. Thanks for asking. I just don't like when things don't go as planned. You saw GSX breaking down again. And then you saw Chase plane also breaking down again. Other than that, I'm feeling peachy. The plane itself is flying smoothly. We got ourselves a very cool flight plan. We departed Nuuk, also a very cool airfield. Again, like I said in the beginning of this video, or this stream, SAS is my favorite airline of all time, from those that I flew, of course. There may be better airlines out there, no doubt. There are some very cool airlines around the world that you guys prefer. I have a sweet spot for my home country's airline, TAP Portugal, but SAS is really on top. Follow it closely by well, not closely, but follow it somehow closely by KLM. So two airlines I really like, SAS and KLM. And coming on number 3, I have to put TAP Portugal. All the flights I've done were absolutely great with TAP Portugal. I believe so, Drexy. My top 3 are SAS, KLM, and Air Portugal, to be honest. And but they're all very good. All on the top 3 are very good airlines. I can't really complain about TAP Portugal or KLM, but SAS just hit that sweet spot for me. Like I said earlier, great crew, very professional, great equipment, so great planes, great service in terms of business class. At least I didn't fly first class, I only flew business. And yeah, it was a wonderful experience. So let's just get back inside, see where we are right now. Still 1,600 feet to go to our flight level. We got our company message here. Let's go and read it. Probably an ADC. Yep. Oh, there's a segment valid for Polaris FIR. So it's probably not much, but it is significant for flight level 300, which is below us. So it's a SIGMET for M02 severe MTW. It's the one we saw earlier. It's this one right here. Yeah, severe MTW. So no biggie. We're not going to get inside that polygon. It's just warning us that severe weather is there. It's good to know though. I noticed that we can now request a crew bus, probably for the stand, and request follow me. That's nice. Although I feel like if this is integrated with GSX, it's going to be a mess, because you guys saw GSX is just not working correctly. Alright, we're coming up on alt start. It means we're intercepting our cruise altitude of flight level 370. We can turn off our seatbelt signs. We could have done that earlier. We got a very, very relevant tailwind, 88 knots. It's pushing us forward. From what I read, I've never flown into the North Pole area. I did fly to Copenhagen once and Aarhus, but another time, but I've never flown. So, you know, Denmark is in the north of Europe, but still not as far north as Greenland or Iceland. But from what I've read, people talking about flying into and out of these regions, is that weather is very stable. Although it's very cold, weather is very stable, meaning that if there's a thunderstorm, it will be like that for weeks. If there's sun, it will be like that for weeks. In fact, I'm not sure about significant weather right now, maybe because we don't have data for Greenland itself, but I would say if you guys go to online weather stations, radar stations for meteorology, you'll probably not see much happening here. That's because the cold weather doesn't have much evolution. Outside of this area, however, so the cold area here will be kind of a null zone for temperatures, and so there's no rise and fall of temperature, so there's not much in terms of significant weather changes. But outside, so the transition between the North Pole and Europe, that's when the big deal events happen. That's where we get the big cold variations that we are about to get hit by one. Actually, you can see it right there in Portugal. So this polygon here, severe turbulence, and there's another one here for severe turbulence. And currently the weather, it's very windy in Portugal right now, and we're expecting, starting tonight, the weather's changing to the worse. And that's because of direct influence from northern area winds. So the winds coming from south of Greenland to the South Atlantic, to the North Atlantic actually, they will hit us really hard, and they did hit us really hard in the last few months. We've had some severe winter up until very recently, mid-February I would say, and that's all because of northern winds coming from this area. Alright, let's consult our route here for a moment to see where I can start I'm going to make my jump. So we have a waypoint here. Oh, sorry about that. We have a waypoint here that is Gunpa. Let's see if we got Gunpa on our flight plan, because sometimes these points don't coincide. Yep, we do have Gunpa. So I'm going to make a fast travel teleport, really, into Gunpa. So the reason why we...
681, contact Oceanic 128.325.
Contact Oceanic 128.325.
That's an Iceland aircraft actually. Iceair 681. That's flying in this region, probably going out of any of those smaller airfields. We're about halfway crossing Greenland, so I'm going to make my jump ahead. So remember guys, the jump ahead is a teleportation provided by FS Labs. The Aerosoft A340-600 also has this feature, so it enables you to really teleport yourself into a farther waypoint. the A340-600 actually allows you to not just choose a specific waypoint, it actually allows you to just shift to the next waypoint regardless of what it is, or shift it by 200 nautical miles or so. This plane only allows you to just teleport to a single waypoint, and that's very useful. It's, in my opinion, it's much better than time acceleration or time compression, because it really allows you to enable long-haul flights. This is actually a very long flight. This is a 4-hour and 40-minute flight in real time. For me, it's long. I mean, it's mid-range, but still a long flight. 5 hours flight almost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump ahead to that little point, Gunpa, right there, and this will enable us to steal probably about 3 hours of flight, maybe more. And I'm only going to go to Gunpa, even though it's a bit far from our destination. So Gunpa is right here. Still have a long way to go down, but I believe this is about 1 hour flight that we can easily do with preparation and all that. Plus, it will also, when it teleports us, it will also teleport our, so it will update our fuel and as well as the time. So the plane will be lighter and the time will accelerate to actual time. So how do you do that? On the 340-600, you saw it's on the electronic flight bag. There's an actual menu for that. On this plane is a little different. We need to go here to the jump ahead feature, select a steer point to move to. That's Gunpa right there. I'm not going to go to test speed because I fear that we'll be too close to our top of descent, and that may cause problems. But we're going to teleport to Gunpa. And so it's telling me that when we teleport, we go to flight level 370. We'll maintain probably the same max speed, yeah, 7-8. We're getting a little faster because we got some very strong tailwind. And our time will be 22:10 Zulu. So it will be nighttime. So we press once to select a steer point, then we press again, and it asks us, are you sure? Like confirm jump or cancel. And the thing to note is that when we do teleport, sometimes the plane will lose control for a moment. It will try to regain control. At the very least, what can happen is just that, just lose control and regain. At maximum, it will require you to manually fly for a moment and re-engage autopilot. So no big deal. I never had a severe deviation or a severe problem, but it could happen. So let's say we fly from Lisbon to New York. You have to be careful when you teleport, if you do teleport, because you might lose hours of flight by jumping ahead. Usually nothing happens, but it might damage, well, not damage the plane, but it might hurt your ego if the plane just jumps off route or something like that, or jumps out of altitude. And remember, Beyond ATC, if Beyond ATC is giving you is talking to you currently, avoid jumping ahead. Let it finish, let it hand it you over or something like that, and then jump ahead. So none of that is happening. We're just gonna jump ahead. 3, 2, 1, bam-o. Alright, so you see the aircraft is frozen, it's just being teleported, and now it's unfrozen. It's trying to regain altitude, regain direction, and there it is. Alright, so we're back at it. It's still turning, and there we go. Now I need to set my FCU because we were flying in the daytime.
Scandinavian 1138. Contact Polaris Control 118.55.
Contact Polaris Control 118.55, Scandinavian 1138.
Alright, we have a problem here because I don't have a flashlight.
Scandinavian 1138, good evening.
I need to
Flight
search
level
for my overhead knob. This is
Scandinavian 1138, Polaris Control, radar contact.
Is this it? Oh my god, I forgot about this. So now I don't have the flashlight, because there's another thing that Yeah, see, the flashlight is disabled above 15 knots. All right, no big deal, no big deal. We just need to get some illumination going on so that I can try to see the knob here. There's a knob somewhere over here. There. Oh no, there's not it. I forgot that I must set the cockpit lighting before I jump ahead if I'm going from day to night. Oh no, where's the knob for the, at least the if I get the overhead I can turn on the oops, that's not it. We had to fly moonless nights, right? Yeah, I need to be careful. Okay, we're getting close. Alright, so this is good enough. And now the knob will be somewhere over here. Brilliant, alright. Crisis averted. Alright, let's go here. Oh, there's the brightness knob. This is the one I wanted. The floodlight, and we need the floodlight pedestal. Alright. Phew. Crisis averted. So now the PFD and ND also need a little brightness reduction. Alright, good to go.
Wider 199 and low 1 Papa, runway 25.
So we're now in Polaris control.
And low 1 Papa, runway 25, we're ready for descent. Wider 199.
Let's set up our descent.
Wider 199, descend to flight level 180.
Descend to flight level 180.
So
wider 199.
let's go to routing. So we're expecting runway 22 Lima via the Tesby for Charlie. I'm sorry about the blurring. This is caused by the LSS. So Tesby for Charlie via runway 22 Lima.
Half and landing runway 24.
Half and landing runway 24, Vital 179.
Of course this can change. We'll adapt if that does change. Tesby for Charlie. Via, no via, alright. Temporary insert. Done. So now, coming back to our flight plan, we should have the connected approach to Copenhagen right there. So we need to go down here. There's a discontinuity here and our airport is down here. So we need to go towards Sweden, actually entering Sweden airspace and then turning right to land at runway 22 Lima or 22 Romeo, same approach, different runway. Alright, so we are going to go down here and confirm there's a discontinuity. There it is. And you see here that goes manual. That's usually because sometimes ATC will give you radar vectors towards the approach phase. So what we do here is we can either clear the discontinuity, but before that we need to clear this manual point here, and we should have a direct approach now. There's still this discontinuity.
Wider 199, descend to flight level 071.
Descend to flight level 071, wider 199.
Because I just deleted the manual point. Alright, now it's going to go direct. Bam, see? Pretty easy. Of course, if ATC gives us a manual vector, we'll just take it manual. So right now we are flying off the coast of Sweden. We are already at Polaris ATC, that's Swedish airspace.
Wide 179, turn right, heading 320, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 320.
So we're going to import here. Let's go for the arrival charts. Let's pin them. So we are expecting for the star, Tespi for Charlie. So we need to open up here. So Tespi for Charlie will bring us, just like I told you, it will bring us all the way down here, then turn left towards Sweden, and you can see the gap here. That's where our discontinuity were earlier. So we will be probably vectored back into Adobe, but if not, we already deleted the discontinuity and we should be good to go direct to turning out of a Beggy here, turning right to Adobe. Not entirely sure why this is done like this, probably because it's within Swedish airspace and they want probably Sweden to hand over. But yeah, it is what it is. I've done this a few times and it is just like that. Actually, no, sorry, what am I saying? No, this is a Beggy and then there's a missing route here out of Ruchi, not Adobe. So we should go out of a Beggy and then either direct to or vectored in to Ruchi and then initiate the approach. And the approach will be this one. So you see, that's Sweden. So our approach will begin in Sweden and all the way down to Copenhagen. Standard descent, angle 3 degrees down angle. We got our decision height set to 208, so let's set that up. So we already know it's 208 for the barrel reference. Now let's go pick up our weather.
Wide 199, contact Greenland information approach 118.455.
Contact
That's
information approach 118.455, wide 199.
Pretty non-significant weather. We do have 3 degrees, so we will need engine anti-ice. So QNH 1026, temperature 3, and wind is 140 at 12. Done. Transition altitude will be flight level 55. Let's go config flaps 3. And over here we're gonna turn off landing flaps 3. Alright. Good to go. Yeah, it will be busy, Trexie. We are it is a very busy Scandinavian airport. So we are still a bit far. I'm just going to confirm if my top of descent is close to the next waypoint. If it's not, we'll jump ahead. So we got Tespi. Let me zoom in. Where's my top of descent here? So I think we'll start descending before Tespi. So there's our top point. There's a 370 nautical miles. Yeah, we are going to. Oh, where is the top of descent? Do you know? Oh, we need to start descending anytime soon, so it's probably behind somewhere.
KLM 65 November 2 and H1019 are expected ILS runway 18
So
with
the top of descent is before test speed, somewhere over here, up ahead.
The transition, KLM 65 November.
So probably somewhere north of Denmark, somewhere over there. But there's no intermediate steer points, so yeah, we just need to rely on the system. If we had time acceleration, this would be a good time to accelerate time. So you see the previous part of the flight plan that was deleted. That's the only downside of doing this teleportation, is that the previous waypoints are all deleted from the flight plan. As they are in the FMC, I just wanted to see it on the chart and it's no longer there, that's all. Oh, I just got a question on Discord. Alright, this is a cool question. I may have skipped it and I'm sorry about that. So when we pressed here for this Sigmet, I said, where's the polygon? There it is. I said there's severe MTW, and someone was asking me on Discord, what is MTW? Sorry for not explaining. So basically MTW stands for mountain wave, and it's an atmospheric phenomena that when strong winds hit mountain ranges, like in Sweden, there are the fjords and mountain regions. So it creates a vertical wave pattern that creates turbulence, downdraft, updrafts. So that's what MTW stands for. It's a fancy word for mountain turbulence, but it's more significant when flying over mountains, and therefore when it's identified, it's set as severe MTW. So what's happening here is that the wind there's a strong wind, as we know, because we're currently being hit by 76 knot wind. When the wind hits these mountain ranges, it rises in the wave pattern. It's a very funky phenomena, and it creates all sorts of issues in terms of turbulence. So I hope I explained that as best as I could. I hope no one has doubts now.
3,148 feet cleared ILS runway 18 KLM 65 November.
So there's a Dash 8 traffic right here.
Scandinavian 1138, your chorus, clear direct test speed with no navigation.
Roger, clear direct test speed, rest of
So this happened yesterday, like I said earlier. Sometimes flying northbound, there's an issue here where the planes will start diverting from the actual course, and beyond ATC doesn't calculate for that and will tell you that you're off course. But as long as you try to maintain to be as close as possible to your original course, you'll be alright. But it will tell you that you're off course, and that happened to me flying to Nuuk and out of Nuuk. The more north you fly to, the worse this gets. Alright, let's go back to our descent phase. So currently in our flight plan we are missing the top of descent indication, so we may need to call ATC as we get closer, because we need to be on at test speed at flight level 285 or 284. So we probably should start our descent anytime, really. again, another moonless night, not much to see outside. That's Sweden, the coast of Sweden. There's an airplane right there, probably that Dash 8 we were just seeing. So if you want to correct that, you could set a slight course to the right in order to get into the green line. But like I told you, there's nothing really to it. It's just a bug in Flight Simulator 2024. It appears that the northern you go, there's a slight deviation on course. So let's see if we can see anything outside. I think there's an issue with NVIDIA DLSS because I'm seeing more and more blurring, texture blurring. Not sure if the DLSS has been changed in the last NVIDIA update, but I certainly didn't have this before. Something must have happened in the last update. So yeah, moonless night now doesn't give you pretty pictures. As we get close to, we really want to take attention to that little ice indicator over there. So this is Sweden and more Sweden up ahead, so all this is Sweden down there. There it is, really far away. Set this to night because it's too bright. Ah, much better. So you see how much the plane looks offset. So the weather in Copenhagen looks pretty okay. There's not even a cloud detected. This is what NCD stands for. No cloud detected. So perfect blue, clear skies in Copenhagen. So we are a little off here. Not entirely sure what should be going on, but apparently our CDU was our MCP was set to 18,000 feet. So we are going to call ready for descent.
Scandinavian 1138 approaching our top of descent, ready for lower.
Scandinavian 1138, test before Charlie, runway 22 left, descend to flight level 130.
Test before Charlie, runway 22 left, descend to flight level 130, Scandinavian 1138.
Here we go.
M65 November, contact Tower 118.655, bye-bye.
Over to Tower 118.655, KL M65 November, Howard to name.
Our Dash 8 is still with us down there. This has been changed recently in Flight Simulator 2024. You weren't able to see planes this far previously. So they changed a lot of the lighting at night, so that not just the planes but also the cities are sharper and less blurry. You're seeing blur around the city, but that's because it's clouds, so the clouds are just bleeding the lighting. But trust me, it used to be a lot worse in MFS 2024. Thank you, Andrew. Always trying to explain as much as I can. There's a lot of stuff I don't know, but all the stuff that I do know, I try to pass on to the next guy, just as long as you guys enjoy it. So let's set the ROP to dry. That's the runway conditions. We're going to set our auto brakes set to low, and we're going to calculate our we're going to calculate our landing. So Copenhagen is a fairly big airport. There's no need to set conditions. Why is my air... Oh, there it is. It was blank for a moment there. So runway 22 Lima. We're going to set engine anti-ice on the arrival. Air conditioning to on. Condition flaps config 3 and reverses all. Calculate. And our VAP will be 141. Our factored landing distance for the low is 2,719. That's pretty good. The total length of the runway is 3,300. So we're still going to have about 600 meters left to stop the plane. That's pretty good. We are going to try taxiway Bravo 3, although it's a bit tight, but I think we can hit Bravo 3. So yeah, so let's look at the chart. Oops. For Kastrup, so this is where we are. Let's look at the chart for Kastrup. So runway 22 Lima, this one's it, and we're aiming for Bravo 2. Oh wait, this must be something wrong. I think this is the other way around, isn't it? No, Bravo 3. Bravo 3, not Bravo 2. My bad. So Bravo 3 is right here. I think we can actually do Bravo 4, but we do need brakes medium. Yeah, we can go. This is a high-speed taxiway, so we're gonna get brakes medium, and this will give us Bravo 4 for sure. Let's confirm that. So Bravo 4 is 1,940, and brakes medium will set us to factor the landing distance at 1,800, so pretty standard. So far so close, Sweden. I'm gonna get back to Stockholm one of these days. I need to fly back there. I think I only flew to Sweden once in my channel. I need to go back there. 473? Really? I don't know what happened. I think it was the A340-600 video. That got a lot of hits, a lot of views. Basically because it was a launch flight. But yeah, it got, I would say viral. It's too far from viral, but it got a lot of attention, and apparently people liked it and subscribed. Like, I don't know what to say. Every view I got was gradual, I do remember I had about 100 views, subs, I mean, and all of a sudden, when I started posting, I started spreading the news a little bit, and all of a sudden I got 200. I was ecstatic, and then after a while I got 300. Whoa! I said, okay, I'm good. Let's stay like this for a while. But yeah, something happened. I was I think I was at 340 something before the A340 video, and now I got 473. Thanks for letting me know, Drexy. I'm ecstatic. I mean, I'm thankful. I just hope that I can keep the channel as fluent as it's been so far, and that people enjoy the content. And leave the like and subscribe and share. That always helps. And if anybody feels inspired to donate, feel free to do so. I got a Buy Me a Coffee account, and any investment you make, because I consider this to be an investment, will be I'll use it to buy new add-ons, new airplanes, new scenery, basically new scenery. I need to. Every scenery I got was purchased in promotions, or some of the scenery I got, it came from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 that I was able to migrate to 2024. I don't know how it works, Drexy. I never tried to figure out how the algorithm works. It's definitely a mouth-to-mouth thing. The more people that know and spread the news, the better. But I honestly don't know how it works. There was one person once that tried to teach me how it worked, but I figured out that person was more interested in views than content. So it was like an obsession with views. The person was really obsessed with, you need to have like 1,000 subscribers, so you might need to buy subscribers or whatever, sometime click farm or like farm, I don't know how it's called. And I thought, nah, I don't want fake likes or fake subscribes just for the number. I get it that people want that because they monetize their channel. My channel is not monetized, and I think the day I get worried with likes and subscriptions, I may as well quit my job and start working on this full time. And that's definitely not something I see myself doing. This is a jobby. It's a hobby that sometimes feels like a job, but I don't want it to be a job. Unless, of course, I get as much money as PewDiePie, and then no, I think I'll settle. So let's see what happens if I teleport myself to Tespe. So I should be at Tespe at flight level 201, but let's see if that's really what's going to happen. Yeah, flight level 198. Yeah, let's jump ahead. It's not that big of a jump. There we go. And now we're closer.
Scandinavian 1138, contact Copenhagen, control 119.43, have a good evening.
Centon 119.43, Scandinavian 1138, bye bye. Copenhagen controlled, Scandinavian 1138, descending by Tespe 4 Charlie, flight level 189.
Scandinavian 1138, Copenhagen control, identified.
So we are at flight level 190. We have not been cleared for this altitude before, so I'm not sure if we should be higher or lower. I'm still not sure what airport I'm what runway I will be assigned to, so. But at least we teleported ourselves. So there appears to be an issue here with EFOB. So we have less fuel than necessary. We should have three tons of fuel in the. So I've noticed this happens quite a lot with Simbrief off late. Is that it tends to get cheap on the fuel for the flight, and this will bring us below 3,000 kilograms, so less than 3 tons. Whoa, what is it doing? Whoa, what the heck is going on here? Yeah, don't teleport more than once during a flight. You saw it there first. You saw it here first, guys. Thanks, Andrew. I don't think we can go anywhere without honesty. In all fields of life, not just this. GOFS. I heard about it, never tried it though. I heard about it, just never tested it. I'm not sure about it. I honestly have no opinion on it. So we've been flying for 4 hours and 10 minutes out of the gate. So here comes the... Why doesn't it shut up? Let's keep descending. So that beep 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 is just flight mode. So when you change from managed descent to open descent or anything of the sort, it will beep. Apparently it's not accepting, as you can see, to go down into managed descent. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to clear ourselves and we're going to continue to manage descent so it can shut up. It will still follow the constraints.
Scandinavian 1138, reduce speed 250 knots.
Reduce speed 250 knots, Scandinavian 1138.
250. Descent checklist. MCDU landing performance has been reviewed. TCAS set below. Approach briefing. Pets is not here today. Nav aids has been reviewed. NTIs. Let's set engine NTIs. If it is set constraint is set. Seatbelt signs. Yeah, let's get these people back to their seats. There it is. And descent checklist above the line complete. There's our airport right there. So we're going to make a left-hand turn, expect vectors probably, and then turn right for the ILS. monitor our fuel on board, expected fuel on board, just so we don't have any nasty surprises if we need to go around, for example. Well, Drexy, I wouldn't allow anybody here to not be kind, but the people that do visit me and are kind, Andrew, Mirsha, and many others, Richard as well, are my friends.
Scandinavian 1138, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1026.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1026, Scandinavian 1138.
So that's why they're friendly, because they're my friends. They're
Scandinavian 1138, descend to 5,000 feet, resume normal speed.
Descend to 5,000 feet at resume normal speed, Scandinavian 1138.
Let's turn on track IR again. And we are back. So we are expecting to go to direct to X-Star or probably Voxi, and then CH 610. That's exactly what we got here. We got a Beggy and then CH610, so we'll probably go direct to Voxy and then CH610 or direct to CH610 through radar vectors. We'll see. Drexy, thanks. I'm sure there are many channels like this. I try to be a little different, but not trying to reinvent the wheel. The best thing I can do is just try to explain what I do and hope people learn something from that. And of course, enjoy this hobby of mine as much as I do. What did I press here? Passing 10,000 feet. External lights on.
Scandinavian 1138, contact Copenhagen, approach 119.805.
Airport is somewhere
Contact
over there.
Copenhagen, approach 119.805, Scandinavian 1138. Copenhagen approach, Scandinavian 1138, good evening, flight level 096 with information light.
Scandinavian 1138, Copenhagen approach, QNH 1026, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 22 left.
Alright.
QNH 1026, expect
so radar vectors
for ILS runway 22 left, Scandinavian 1138.
There's some wind. There's the airport right there. You can see there. There it is. So we're going to make a left-hand turn directly to Sweden. That's Sweden right there. So these countries' borders are almost seamless. So the meter said no significant, no detected cloud, but there are clouds here. Or maybe this weather system is just not good enough. Have not been updated. So let's start reducing our speed here. So remember, our VAP is 141, and yeah, we got auto brakes medium. So descent checklist below the line, barrel reference almost there at the transition is 6,000 if I'm not mistaken. Actually, it's 5.5. All right.
Scandinavian 1138, descend to 4,000 feet.
Descend to 4,000 feet at Scandinavian 1138.
Speed check, flaps 1. So QNH is 1026. Set and cross-checked. Descent checklist below the line. Barrel reference set 1026 and cross-checked. Below 10,000 feet. Seatbelt signs on. Landing lights on. Wing lights on. Actually, yes, it is on. So. Descent checklist complete.
Scandinavian 1138, leave about heading 120, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 22 left.
Leave about heading 120, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 22 left, Scandinavian 1138.
Scandinavian 1138, turn right, heading 095 vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 095, Scandinavian 1138.
Scandinavian 1138, descend to 3,000 feet.
Descend to 3,000 feet, Scandinavian 1138.
Scandinavian 1138, turn left, heading 080.
Turn left, heading 080, Scandinavian 1138.
Just make up your mind, man.
Scandinavian 1138, 3 miles from CH610, turn right, heading 155 and maintain 2,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS runway 22 left.
Turn right to heading 155, 2,000 feet until established at cleared ILS runway 22 left, Scandinavian 1138.
Cabin's ready. Landing checklist EFIS as required. ND terrain on ND. External lights set to all. Speed check flaps 2. Gear down. Speed check flaps 3. Gear down 3 green. FE says required ending terrain as required. Gear down 3 green. External lights set to on. Nose wheel lights set for takeoff. Set. Auto brakes are set. Spoilers armed. Flaps set for landing. Waiting for the landing memo. We are established. Risk report established.
Scandinavian 1138 established on final approach.
Scandinavian 1138 in the firm.
2,500.
2,500 check. Thank you for your words, Mirsha. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not so sure about the future. I'm not clairvoyant, so I can't really see. But if I just want to keep doing what I like, and if I can do it,
Scandinavian 1138, contact Castor Tower 121.83.
I'll be happy.
Contact Tower 121.83, Scandinavian 1138. Pass drop tower, Scandinavian 1138 at ILS runway 22 left.
Scandinavian 1138, Castor Tower, wind 135 at 12, runway 22 left, clear to landing.
Clear to
Runway
land.
22 left, clear to land at Scandinavian 1138.
Well, it's just something I like. It's just something I like, Andrew. And if I can do it correctly, I will. If I make mistakes, I correct those mistakes, so that maybe one day someone also makes the same mistake, at least knows how to carry on. Even if I'm not an expert, I try to be as knowledgeable as I can, and I think people that don't want to be knowledgeable and still pretend to be professionals are just misleaders, and I don't want to be a misleader. Growing up, I always loved people teaching me stuff. I've always been humble enough to recognize I don't know everything, and whenever there's someone out there giving me an advice, I'll take it.
1,000.
And if I can give an advice to anybody, is if you have knowledge, don't be scared to share. That's all I can think of when thinking about this channel. Plus, I don't like to fly alone, so all that lines up to doing what I do. Alright, autopilot off. Yourself centered with the flight director.
$500.
500 check. Land.
100 above.
Check. Little low.
Minimum.
Continue. Don't bubble.
$50, $40, $30, $20. Retard.
floater. Auto brake set. Reversers. I'm gonna miss the high-speed exit. Or is it? It's the next one. I'm not gonna miss it. Auto brake off.
Exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, Scandinavian 1138.
Yeah, we made it to Bravo 4. Look at that. Nice. Running exit procedures.
Scandinavian 1138, contact ground 121.905.
Ground 121.905, Scandinavian 1138. Scandinavian 1138 at request, taxi to allocated gate.
Scandinavian 1138, take the Echo 7, 1 taxi via Bravo 4 Bravo, Charlie, Delta, cross runway 12, continue taxi via Delta, Yankee, Victor, Romeo, Whiskey, Tango.
Take Echo 7, 1 via Bravo 4 Bravo, Charlie, Delta, cross runway 12, continue taxi via Delta, Yankee, Victor, Romeo, Whiskey, Tango, Scandinavian 1138.
Alright, so first of all, after landing checklist, let me just carry on taxiing here. Landing lights off, nose wheel sets for taxi, flaps are up, spoilers retracted and disarmed, weather radar and predictive wind shear set off. They're off. TCAS set off. Set. Oops. Terrain on ND off. APU as required. And wing NTIs off. It is off. And engine NTIs, let's keep it on. APU. Bleed set on. Now let's make a left-hand turn here for... Yep, this is going to be Charlie here. Actually, this is Charlie, so this is Delta. And then a right-hand turn to cross runway 12, which we are already cleared to do so. So this right here is runway 12. And we'll cross it to the other side. Still on Delta here. So the plaques are blank, which should be. But we are on Delta, you can see there. The little D right there. Now let's cross the runway. As a rule of thumb, when crossing runways, make yourself visible. I just like to light up. Oh, there's a 747. Beautiful. I really miss flying the 747. I hope PMDG hurries up with the 747. Right, where are the runway? Carry on forward. And now we should be going to Yankee, which is... Did I overshot? No, there it is, Yankee. Alright, turn right here to Yankee. Then to Victor. So this is Yankee. Victor to our left here, and then towards Romeo, This is Yankee, then Victor, now Romeo, and then we need to go through that lane over there. This is Whiskey, lots of Ryanair and EasyJet planes here. And some blank ATRs. Airport is full, almost. So they're sending us to a remote gate apparently. So we're still on Fox. That's not us, we're going to Echo gates. And so we need to turn left here to Tango. Yeah, right here, Tango. Slow down on the turn here. Alright, and we should be the second parking to the left. So, actually no, it's farther ahead. Still going on Tango. Yeah, right next to this SAS Embraer, I believe. Let's confirm here. It's Echo 70, Echo 71, that's it. Oh, that's very close to this Embraer. I don't want to go here. Stand by. So, we need to get another gate. Let me set parking brake so we don't start moving inadvertently. So, I want a different gate. I don't want this one. It's the second time this happens. So, we are going to or maybe we just remove that SAS plane. It's better. So we're going to Echo 71, but we are going to remove this Embraer. Give me a moment here. Just a sec. I know it's not very realistic, but I just don't want to take chances clipping airplanes. And let there be magic. Oh, it's magic, you know. Alright, now we're good to go. And we can call GSX to let us park in there. So we are in Echo. No. Really bad. This menu is not good. This GSX integration. You see, I pressed the button more than once, it just doesn't show. So this is not the right selection. It's gotta be Echo 71, and it's a medium. All right. Request no. By Menzies, and there it is. All right, there we go. We can close this. approach when they turn off lights, taxi lights off. There we go. Nice. Parking brake set. APU power is on. And we can shut down the engines. Safe and sound. Welcome to Copenhagen. Parking checklist, parking brake set. Nav 8 set to off. Flight directors and landing system to off. Constraint off. Arc 10. Arc 10. Anti-ice off. APU set. Engine master switches are off. Fuel pumps to off. Set. Beacon to off. Seatbelt signs, well, we can turn them off. External power, not yet available. These guys don't want to work apparently. Come on guys, work. Yeah, GSX is... Alright, get that ladder over here, guys. External power on. Back set off. APU bleed off. APU master switch off. Back on. Transponder set to off. And cockpit door open. Where's the there it is, door is open. Alright guys, welcome to Copenhagen. No one is leaving their seat, everybody's loving this plane. Finally the door is opening. Let's check the wheel temperature. Yeah, we are below 25. Well, we can turn off the brake fans. Just to hear the sound of the fan brakes. Of the brake fans, I mean. No one's getting out of their seats. Everybody's loving this plane, as it seems. Some sound issues here.
Passengers bus is coming.
Alright, passengers bus is coming. Alright, we'll go outside. Alright guys, that's been our flight for today. We are out of Nuuk and into Copenhagen. We are in a very remote gate here, but yeah, we made it safe and sound. So we had issues again with GSX coming out of Nuuk and landing here in Copenhagen. GSX just isn't working. Here comes the bus. So we'll be thanking everybody. Yeah, the ground crew was lazy. The ground crew is lazy in Nuuk as well. Does it cost for follow me? What do you mean? Is there a cost associated with the follow me? I don't think there is. Unless the airport charges for it. I'm not sure. The airport charges for pretty much everything. Parking space, landings. They charge by the weight for the aircraft. I believe the ground crew also charges per man hours and number of associated devices but I'm not so sure about the follow me, to be honest. I think it's an airport service and it's probably paid for. I don't know. It's a good question. So this sound you're hearing are the brake fans working. We're just cooling down our brakes here. So yeah, guys, again, thank you all. Oh, here comes a passenger. Thank you all for coming. The flight was very pleasant. There was some hiccups again with GSX. I also had a few issues with the chase plane cameras, so I'd like to think none of that was provoked by my operation. Thank you so much for coming. This was the FS Labs A321 NEO. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I enjoyed flying it. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Of course, we'll be flying out of Copenhagen. Not sure where to go next or what plane to take. I think I'll try to take the A350, as I've not been flying it that much in the last few weeks. I flew once in the last few weeks. Or maybe the A340-300. Now that I got the 600, it feels like the 300 maybe put aside a little bit. Or we'll see. Who knows? I'll make up my mind in the next few hours and I'll let you know. My next flight will probably be on Thursday evening. So probably because I don't really have a schedule for this because of my private life. I don't have much time available. Sometimes I do, and I do make these flights. So I made one yesterday, made one today, but that's very rare. I don't usually do these flights back to back. So most likely the next flight will be on Thursday. The latest could be on Friday, not Thursday, but we'll see. At the very least on Friday. And appreciate you coming. Thank you so much, Trexie. Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you so much, Mirsha. I'll see you next time. And again, remember, even if there's a huge storm up ahead, look at that. The skies will always have stars shining. See you. Bye-bye.
I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the